Hello everyone, my name's Chris and today we'll be going over Leetcode problem number 1050, which is actors and directors who cooperated at least 3 times. So in this problem we're given a table named actor director, and in that table we're given the columns actor ID, director ID, and timestamp. And then if we go on down to our prompt, we'll see that we're supposed to write an SQL query for a report that provides the pairs actor ID and director ID, where the actor has cooperated with the director at least 3 times. And we can return it in any order, so no need for any order by statements in this case. And if we look into the prompt, we'll see that it provides the pairs director ID and actor ID. So we're going to want the combinations of those two, which is going to give a slight hint to perhaps using a group by statement. And then we're also only going to return these 2 columns. So we can start out there. We can just do select, then just give those 2 column names. So actor ID, and then director ID. Then if we scroll down here, we'll see that we don't change those column names. So we're going to keep those the same, no restating them with as statement. And then we can go ahead and do our from, because that's just going to be our table, and we're only given one table here, so that makes that part of the problem easy. So we'll just do from actor director. Then now we get into the actual part where we're going to have to do some manipulation to get exactly what we want. So I mentioned here that this is going to give us an indication that we might be using a group by, just to get at those pairs. So with a group by, you can group by multiple columns. So if we did just a simple group by, this is just going to give us the unique values for one column. So if we go down to this example test case, if we did group by actor ID, all this is going to do is just give us the 2 possible or unique values from this table. So we get 1 and 2, and that's just the only thing it's grouped by. So this director ID is just going to be the first thing it encounters, which is indeed what happens here. But with a group by, you can actually group by multiple columns, and then you'll get all possible unique combinations between those 2 columns. So if we do actor ID and director ID, what we'll see is we get all of the combinations of those two that are present in the table. So we get 1, 1, which we see here. We get 1, 2, which we see here. There's 2 1, 2s, but those are filtered out because we only get the unique values with group by. And then we also get 2, 1. We'll see that we don't get 2, 2 because it just doesn't exist in the table. So it's not going to give you every combination that's possible between the two. It's just going to give you all the combinations that are present in the table that are unique. So we're almost there. We just want to make sure that we filter it out so that only actor who have cooperated with the director at least 3 times. So this is just going to be the last part of our select statement to really filter out from this our final solution, which was just the first element that we returned here. So how we're going to do that is we would normally use a where statement. So you would just do where, and then now we have to get at how to return combinations that have appeared more than twice in the table. So how we can do that is there's a count function. And what count does is it's going to count how many times that combination shows up. So if we do this, and there's a thing in SQL where you can't use these 2 operators together because this is an aggregate function and you can't use aggregate functions with a where statement. So in this case, we're going to use having instead of where. And a having statement does the same thing as a where statement, for the most part, so that it's going to allow you to get around that aggregate function. And then with this count, we can plug in actor ID, director ID. We can even use the star operator because it's just going to count how many rows. With this, we're not given any nulls, so we can use the star. But if you were trying to filter out nulls, you would not want to use the star because it will count the maximum number. So in that case, you would use actor ID or director ID. In this case, we can use star. And then we're going to do having count. You can do greater than 2, which is at least 3, or you can do greater than or equal to 3. This will also work. So either of these options will work. And if we run the query, we'll see that we're returned to the correct answer, and then we can do the same thing. Just mathematically, greater than 2 is going to be the same thing as greater than or equal to 3. So we'll see that works as well. I'll show you that the where statement, where isn't going to work here because you can't use a where with a count. And you'll see right here, right syntax to use near where to count. So you just can't use those two operators together right here. So we're just going to do having. And you could do this in more ways, but if you were to do something like, you could do where actor ID in, and then do like another select statement, but that's going to increase your runtime and just look more complicating. This was my solution to Leetcode problem number 1050. If you found it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe so that you'll see more of my videos in the future and maybe help you out in a few more problems coming up, as I'll be walking through more database problems and then more Leetcode problems in general moving forward. If you were to approach this problem in a different manner, please leave that in the comments below and I'll definitely check out your solution. And thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.